Number 5. Roanoke Colony. In 1587, 20 years before Jamestown was founded, John White and a company of 107 men tried to settle on Roanoke Island, located in modern-day Dare County, North Carolina. This was 2 years after a previously failed attempt to establish a colony in Roanoke Island. The previous settlers were forced to abandon the colony due to starvation. Similar to the first colonization attempt, settlers were brought to the New World before White returned to England to gather supplies. However, he was not able to return after 3 months as planned because his ships were confiscated to be used in the ongoing war between England and Spain. When he finally arrived in 1590, almost 3 years late, the colony was completely abandoned. His men could not find any trace of the 107 settlers, nor was there any sign of a struggle or battle. The only clues left were the word Croatoan carved into a post, as well as the letters CRO carved into a nearby tree. A rushed departure was unlikely, as all the houses and fortifications had been carefully dismantled. There is a possibility that the settlers simply moved to Croatoan Island, which is now known as Hatteras Island, where the natives were known to be friendly to the English. However, there was no way to prove this back then, as the following 2 expeditions were unsuccessful. The first expedition in 1602 wasn't able to land due to bad weather, and the second in 1603 had to be aborted after the landing team was immediately killed by the natives. Number 4. Gobekli Tepe. Between the 10th and 8th millennium BC, long before Nineveh and Babylon were established, the mysterious people of southeastern Turkey built Gobekli Tepe. Its name is translated in English as Potbelly Hill. The artificial moon has a height of 15 meters and overlooks 20 circles of massive T-shaped stone pillars, making them the world's oldest known megaliths. Predating Stonehenge by at least 4,000 years, Gobekli Tepe could change the understanding of a crucial stage in the development of human society. There have not been any extensive digs since the death of the German chief director of the archaeological site in 2014, and as of now, approximately less than 5% of the archaeological site has been excavated. The reason Gobekli Tepe is not listed higher is the fact that scientists still don't have a clue about the true function of the complex, as it might have been used as a sanctuary, a religious complex, or a settlement. What we do know is that the people left the site as early as the 6th millennium BC. What we don't know is where they went and what became of them. Number 3. Angkor. Once the capital of the glorious Khmer Empire and housing the magnificent Angkor Wat, Angkor ended up as a lost city, abandoned by humans and reclaimed by nature. Angkor flourished from the 9th to 15th centuries, at some point even being a megacity, supporting at least 0.1% of the global population. The temples were modeled after mountains and built out of sandstone that was transported from miles away. The wild rivers were forced into irrigation channels and huge ponds that still exist today. Hundreds of thousands worked around the clock to maintain the temples and the palaces. The Khmer rulers were aiming for heaven on earth, but it all came crashing down when, after decades of decline, Angkor was sacked and looted in 1431 by invaders from the nearby kingdom of Ayutthaya in modern-day Thailand. Nearly all of Angkor was abandoned, except for Angkor Wat, which was continuously used as a Buddhist shrine until today. Some of the temples have been reclaimed by humans and restored by archaeologists, but many buildings are still testament to the centuries Angkor lie dormant, left exposed to the summer sun and the monsoon rain. Number 2. Machu Picchu. Today, Machu Picchu, also known as the lost city of the Inca, is the most popular tourist attraction of Peru and is closely associated with the ancient Incas, who occupied the area before the Spanish conquest. But up until its recent rediscovery by the American archaeologist Hiram Bingham in 1911, it was abandoned and only known to the local Indios. Machu Picchu, which means Old Summit in English, was built around 1450 by orders of the Incan ruler Pachacutec Yupanqui. The city, consisting of 216 stone buildings, was built on terraces which are connected through a system of stairs. At its golden age, it could harbor about 100 people, which even for Incan standards is relatively little. It was abandoned less than a century later, around the time of the Spanish conquest. Its remote location prevented the Spaniards from discovering it and thus saved Machu Picchu from extensive pillaging. And so, it lay untouched until its recent rediscovery in 1911, which immediately prompted extensive archaeological surveys. Nonetheless, after a century of archaeological research, we still don't know the true purpose of Machu Picchu. This only adds to the mystery. Number 1. The Mayan Metropoles. The Mayan people of modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador are famous for their incredibly accurate calendars and knowledge of the stars. But in my opinion, one of the most impressive monuments they left were the step pyramids that functioned as religious complexes. They can be found in every bigger city, but one of the most impressive ones, the Pyramid of the Kukulkan, also known as El Castillo, is located in Chichen Itza. The Pyramid of the Kukulkan, built throughout the 8th and 12th century, has a height of 30 meters, which makes it one of the taller pyramids in Mesoamerica. Temple 1 at the city of Calakmul even boasts with an impressive height of 50 meters. Even more surprising than their archaeological feats, however, is the fact that between the 13th and the 15th century, the Mayan civilization rapidly declined, after which Mayans simply packed their things and left all of their cities to live in small villages like they've done centuries before. There are many theories on why the Mayans left their cities, like natural disasters, weak rulers, and famine, but as a matter of fact, we simply don't know the exact reason why these huge cities were left to fend for themselves. There are still many cities to be rediscovered that lie hidden in the dense vegetation of the jungle. Who knows what archaeologists will find in the future? Don't forget to subscribe for more, and tune in next week when I will talk about 5 people who mysteriously vanished. Until then, feel free to check out the other videos on my channel and to visit my Patreon page. Bye bye.